Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping the air conditioning is working fine where you are this day. If you have not been out of doors the last couple days, count your blessings, my friend. It is absolutely brutal in South Louisiana this time of year. And of course, today, Tuesday, is the first official day of summer, the summer solstice. And for those of you all that slept during most of your middle school and high school experience, you may not be aware that the summer solstice is the longest sunshine day of the year. More hours of sunshine today than any other. We are talking about highs in the upper 90s, heat indices well into triple digits. Wednesday through Friday, if you thought the week started out hot, just keep breathing. It gets worse. Highs in the middle to later part of the week have the potential to be anywhere from 99 to 102 degrees. That's not counting the heat index. We are talking the first full 100-degree heat of the season, and potentially we could tie or break some daily records. All of this is due to a strong ridge of high pressure that's blocking any chance of rain, clouds, or cooler temperatures. You already know who the vulnerable individuals are in your community. As South Louisianians, we are historically a group of people that has no problem at all looking out for one another. The elderly, the infirmed, this time of year, particularly brutal. And you would think after all this time that it would go without saying, but understanding the nature of what society has become in the aftermath of COVID, the return to work, and everything else out there, you got to pay a little extra attention, particularly new parents. Now listen, y'all, I get it. I understand. You finally got that bundle of joy. You are trying to do your best to raise the child, to provide for the child. You've got so many things going on, running here, there, and everywhere. It's a new experience for you. I get it. I understand that. But at the end of the day, These are children. And when you are talking triple digit temperatures, it doesn't take long inside a car in the sunshine for a child to overheat with deadly consequences. Sadly, every year about this time we hear about it. Unfortunately, there was just a case yesterday, and forgive me, I can't remember where it was, not in Louisiana, but a parent forgot over the course of a couple of hours that their child was in the car. And God bless him, that child is no longer with us. You are talking literally a matter of minutes. And speaking of what our society has become, all sorts of things have been suggested to help us not find ourselves in a place where we forget about our kids. This will tell us in no uncertain terms what we've become as a society. What is probably the most used reminder for parents is to put your cell phone in the back seat where the baby seat is. And what that is saying to us is, we know full well you are not going to leave your cell phone. And I will be the first to admit, which is why, by the way, I fought with every ounce of my being to be the last black man on the planet with a cell phone. Sometimes I don't want to be in touch. And we have this thing now, when the phone rings, we're obligated to answer. I don't remember when I bought the phone signing a form that says every freaking time it rings, I'm obligated to answer it. But that's what we've become. So if that helps to save a life of a child, I don't care what it says about our society, do it. Some people say, although technically I think it's against the law, some people say, take your left shoe off, put it in the back, because you immediately know if you only have one shoe on, when you step out and you take that step like this, immediately you go, oh God, I forgot to put my shoe back on. There's the baby right there by the shoe. There are all sorts of things that you can do. And at the end of the day, lest we forget, those darling children did not ask to come here. You made them. You brought them here. And as a result, you have a responsibility to look out for them. Pure and simple. It is the time of year, y'all, particularly in South Louisiana, where in minutes, in mere minutes, a child's life can come to an end. Here's hoping that we will not have to have this conversation again anytime soon. Just saying. Speaking of Louisiana news, good news for those of you that got the shock of a lifetime roughly a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. Some 80,000 Louisiana homeowners scrambling to find insurance policies for their homes after 3 insurance companies announcing they're going out of business. Hurricane Ida was particularly troublesome for insurance companies. And with the amount of claims filed, the amount of damages, many of them were not as sound as we were led to believe. And as a result, when they got hit with the aftermath of the cost of Ida, sent them down the drain. If by chance you are one of those individuals, the deadline for extending, the deadline has been extended for you to get a policy through the state's insurer of last resort. That's Louisiana Citizens. The last resort insurer will give you 60 days after the policy has been canceled to be covered by Citizens for any claims of damage that occur during the gap between the two policies. This extension, however, will not apply to people who sign with other insurance companies after their policies have been canceled. Now, if by chance you happen to miss the notification, two companies, Lighthouse and Southern Fidelity, are both declaring insolvency, meaning they are unable to pay their debts. Insurance Commissioner Jim Donelon saying last week the third company, Mason Insurance, is pulling out of Louisiana and canceling their policies. Lighthouse and Mason have a combined 42,000 policyholders in our state. Southern Fidelity has another 42,000 policyholders in our state. I understand that it's probably the last thing you want to hear right now, particularly if you are affected and find yourself scrambling trying to secure coverage at this point. But before signing with another company, do your due diligence, guys, girls. Make sure these individuals are as sound financially as they represent themselves to be. There's nothing, the only thing I can think of that would be worse than getting a letter in the mail and you are wondering, what's this from my insurance company? What do they want? And then you find out that they are pulling out. The only thing worse than that is to go through that, find another company, and then have them to do the same thing all over again. Due diligence, my friends. Do your research, do your homework ahead of time. And hopefully you will not be one of those that has to go through this more than once. We are coming up on the first break of today's show. When we come back, being Tuesday and the second segment, oh yeah, it's that time again. And we got a couple of doozies for you this time around. If you're new to the show, new to the station, new to the area, the segment is entitled, now that's just stupid. We're not talking regular, run-of-the-mill, ordinary stupid, mind you. We are talking stupid beyond belief. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance. An intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Welcome back to segment 2 of today's edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. If you are new to the show, new to the station, new to the area, you may not be aware that in response to the ever-growing level of stupidity in our country, we've instituted a new segment entitled, now that's just stupid, but you'll notice the graphic will show you we're not talking run-of-the-mill, everyday, ordinary, stupid. That would be the traditional STUPID. What we're talking about here is an entirely different level of stupidity. So much so that it requires its own spelling, as in STOOPID. Now that's just stupid. We start, surprise, surprise, with MSLSD and Joy Reid. Remember me telling you guys and girls before, you ever notice in the mainstream media, the women named Joy are the ones that don't have any joy themselves? Joy Reid, MSLSD. Joy Behar, The View. No joy in their souls at all. But now, even a broken clock is right twice a day. For example, Joy Reid this weekend, in an interview, talking about Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, and how her unfavorability ratings are the lowest of any vice president in history. According to Joy Reid, call her Joe because she has no joy, she says, well, the problem is the media is mostly white and male. You notice how she played two cards at the same time, the race card and the sex card. Played them both at the same time. Now, let's say, just for the sake of the conversation, she's right. The problem with how the public views Kamala Harris, the problem is the majority of the people that talk about her are white and male. Let me ask you this. Of what persuasion, political persuasion, is the majority, overwhelming majority of the media? They're liberals. They're white, they're male, and they're liberals. So, if I take Joy Reid at her word, the problem is, for the vice president, who happens to be a woman of color, the problem is white males in the media. I would venture a guess, probably 85% of white males in the media are liberals. So what you're telling me here, Miss, I'm going to play the race card and the sex card, what you're telling me is the people that are the real racists are the people in your party. They're liberals. The overwhelming majority of the media are liberals. So if they're racist, funny how that works, isn't it? They belong to the same party that you are incessantly promoting day after day, show after show, week after month after year. She's right in one regard. It's racist. But what she neglects to mention is that they're liberals that are carrying this out. That, my friends, is just stupid. Secondly, on the West Coast, surprise, surprise, remember the quote-unquote summer of love? All the protests all across the country. Antifa, BLM, rioting, looting, burning down stuff. Remember all that? Remember them fools that went out on the interstate to try and block traffic? Well, in Seattle, there's a lawsuit being heard now. BLM supporter decides after taking part, get this, in blocking the interstate, gets hit by a car. So who does she decide to sue? Well, it had to be the black guy that was driving the car that went up the exit ramp the wrong way and ran into them as they were stopping traffic on the interstate. No, she decides to sue the police. Now let me get this straight. You walked your silly behind on the freaking interstate. What's the old adage? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You decide to walk on the freaking interstate, blocking traffic, get hit by a car, and now you want to sue the police? There is a group of people in this country, I think we're called deplorables, conservatives. There's a group of us that call that Darwinism. If you are stupid enough to go and try to block traffic on a high-speed, non-stop, multi-lane thoroughfare, then you deserve what happens. Now listen, I'm sorry a woman lost her life in this, but again, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And why would a judge allow this to proceed? I need to have me a judge's show. Let me be the judge. I'll fix all this foolishness. Madam, it says here on the police report that you willingly and knowingly walked onto a multi-lane, high-speed, non-stop thoroughfare with the expressed intent of blocking traffic. You got hurt. And now you want to sue the police? Case closed. Next. I'd fix all this crap. Lickety split. Allowing this lawsuit to go forth, you already know, that's just stupid. Now, finally, lest you think stupid is confined to America only. Oh, no, my friend. It ain't just here. In the UK last week, call went out to all patriotic members of the United Kingdom. Because of COVID-19, our blood supplies are dangerously low. People weren't able to donate blood. They weren't able to keep their normal routine. So our blood banks now are desperately in peril. We need 1 million new donors to donate blood to get us out of this danger zone. So a gentleman there who has given blood 152 times over the last 50 years heeds the call. I'm patriotic. I love the UK. I give blood regularly. I'm going down and do my part. So he gets down to the blood bank. Keep in mind, this gentleman, like yours truly, is in his mid-60s, okay? What they didn't tell him before they got there was, in the interest of being inclusive, there's a new form that you have to fill out when you donate blood. On the form, it asks, are you pregnant right now, or have you been pregnant in the last 6 months? Dude wasn't having it. He says, look at me. I'm in my freaking mid-60s. I'm a man. You see this on my face? I'm a man in my mid-60s. Do you know they wouldn't let that man give blood? This is how liberals think. In the interest of being inclusive, we are going to exclude this guy. All because he won't say that he's not pregnant and hasn't been pregnant in the last 6 months. Let me get this straight. We want to include everybody. Inclusive. Well, everybody but this guy. The man has given blood 152 times over the last 50 years. So I'm imagining he certainly has a sheet where they can say, okay, well, he gave blood on this day, gave it on that day, gave it on the other day, and we can see he's a guy, and we can see he's in his mid-60s, and more important, as bad as we need blood right now, we're just not going to worry about this question. Instead, they sent him home. And he now says, I'm done with it. He told them when he left, if I leave, I am never setting foot in this place again. And these are the people that's running the show. 65 years old, a man, and you have to answer if you've ever been pregnant in the last 6 months. Now that, my friends, is a UK version of stupid. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, I want to talk to you guys and girls about how I fear for the soul of my country. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, as a baby boomer that grew up in this country, and more than that, growing up in a military household, and y'all know the story. My late father spent 27 years wearing the uniform of the United States Army. So belief in God and country was instilled in every member of our household at an early age. And this is no knock on individuals that did not grow up in a military household. We all are products of our life experiences. We all have different life experiences. That's what makes this journey that we call life the interesting phenomenon that it is. But in recent memory, particularly among us boomers and maybe more pronounced than any, the members of the greatest generation, it has been particularly troublesome watching Americans and how a segment of our society has seen fit to divorce itself from a belief in God. Growing up a boomer, and again, my experience being what my experience was, as is typically the case in society, you tend to associate with, become friends with, be involved with like-minded individuals. If there was a family, for whatever reason, growing up, and they ain't want nothing to do with that God stuff, we don't believe in that Jesus stuff, none of that, we ain't doing all that. Typically, them wasn't your friends. I'm sorry, English teachers, I should have given y'all the heads up that that was about to come out. Typically, them ain't your friends. Nothing against them. It's America, you got a right to be a moron. It's written in the Constitution. But when all is said and done, typically, we gravitate toward like-minded individuals. A new poll out from the Gallup polling organization. According to this survey, 81% of Americans believe in God. Now, at first glance, 81% could be construed as a high number until you take into account that up until 2011, over 90% of Americans polled said, yeah, I believe in God. The number continues to drop. The previous all-time low was in 2014, when 86% of our fellow Americans said they believed in God. Gallup asked the same question in 1953, 1954, 1965, and 1967. And 98% of Americans said, well, of course I believe in God. Why wouldn't I? Now here's where it really, really gets interesting and very telling. The groups with the largest decline, the number of people that don't believe in none of that God stuff, they are currently the same group that's least likely to believe in God. Liberals, only 62% of them believe in God. Young adults, only 68% of them believe in God. And Democrats, only 72% believe in God. Now, if you happen to be black and you're watching, I'll give you a couple seconds. Go to the garage, toolbox, wherever you keep your duct tape. Go get the duct tape and wrap your head in it, nice and tight. So when it explodes, at least you will still have all of the pieces left. Black folk, some of the most spiritual people in all of America. Why? Because, well, at one time, that's all we had. Couldn't vote, couldn't go to school, couldn't get an education, couldn't own a business, couldn't marry who you want. Only thing we had was our spirituality. And you vote incessantly for the number one group of people that don't believe in God. You know, I had an interesting conversation with a gentleman not long ago. He was of the opinion, you see all of this LGBTQ, transgender, alphabet soup that they've been hammering down our throats every freaking day. This gentleman had an interesting take. He said, you know why they're doing this, don't you, Clarence? And yeah, I took the bait because I wanted to see where he was going. He said, if these people, liberals, if they can get you to believe that this all-encompassing, all-knowing, all-loving, all-caring God, if he got it wrong about male and female, you can't believe anything else he said. Think about it. If you are omnipotent, omniscient, all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful, but you put the wrong gender in the wrong body, then what else did you screw up? If they can get you to believe, well, a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, even though the newest member of the highest court in the land can't tell you what a woman is, even though if they can convince you that God got it wrong on that part, then everything else has got to go. And you realize what that does, right? That then opens the door for the state, government, to then become religion. It's an interesting take if you think about it. Never mind the fact that the brightest minds in the history of our species, y'all, ever since mankind has populated planet Earth, the best, the brightest, the most intelligent minds, Galileo, Sir Isaac Newton, I mean, go down the list. All of them understood full well there's male and female. But now, all of a sudden, after thousands of years, despite Sir Isaac Newton, Galileo, go down the list, despite the brightest minds that we have ever produced as a species, all being in agreement, Nancy Pelosi and AOC apparently, and the rest of the Democrats, know better than the brightest freaking minds in the history of the human existence. Now, you could conceivably make the argument that, well, it just shook out that way. It just happened that in the last couple of years, we've become enlightened. If you buy that explanation, I have a 13-bedroom, 17-bathroom, beachfront mountaintop chalet in Alexandria, Louisiana that I'll let you have real cheap. If you fall for that one, you'll fall for just about anything. These folks want nothing but absolute control over you. what you can believe, what you can't believe, where you can live, where you can't, what you can eat, what you can't, what you can drive, what you can't, what's taught to your children, what you have the right to know is being taught to your children. Go down the list. Just go down the list. And you don't have to be Einstein to figure it out. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. It occurred to me during the last commercial break that the media has, and social media in particular, gone out of its way to stifle conversation. It is something that it pains me greatly to say has become a lost art in this country. We are no longer willing to engage in open, honest, and frank discussion with our fellow Americans, primarily because those that don't agree with us typically will resort to all sorts of ugly name-calling and the like. And as a result, many of us just simply shy away from having honest and frank discussions. I know for a fact there are any number of white Americans that are sorely disturbed about what is happening in the black community with crime and violence. But many of them are afraid to engage in a conversation with black people about it because, God forbid, they say the wrong thing the wrong way at the wrong time, and now, wow, the race card comes out. So instead of subjecting themselves to that, they say, you know what? I don't need this headache. This is one I can do without. Now, for my white conservative brethren, let me suggest something to you. The next time you get close to having that conversation with your black coworkers, black friends, neighbors, whomever, ask them to read or listen to what Malcolm X had to say about white liberals. It is mind-blowing. It's spot on. Thank you, Marty. It is spot on what Malcolm had to say about white liberals. This way, they get to hear it for themselves. It's not like this old white dude is preaching to me. Nah, this is a brother. The next time you get ready to have that conversation, ask them, have you ever read what Malcolm said about white liberals, and particularly about becoming politically mature? Pass that on to them. I'm not a betting man, but $10 to a donut, the conversation is going to be a whole lot different than what you thought if they read it first. See, white liberals depend upon you remaining politically ignorant. For example, the mayor of Chicago, the esteemed Lori Lightfoot, and I use that term very loosely, of course you already knew this, met recently with some city leaders and U.S. Secretary of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. They got together to talk about how in spending $1.6 billion on transportation in Chicago, how they make sure that this time it's fair and inclusive. Quote, as we build up our infrastructure, we must do so in a smart way so that all residents can share in it and receive all the opportunities that come with it. She went on to say, and of course, backed up by Pete Buttigieg, went on to say, these communities desperately need help. These communities that have been underserved have not had any investment. As a matter of fact, people have disinvested from these communities, and they go on and on and on and on, talking about all the inequities and how it's affected Chicago. Apparently, either they don't know or they're hoping you don't know who's been in charge of every freaking thing in the city of Chicago for at least the last 75 straight years. So if there's all this inequity in Chicago, if there's all of this disinvestment in Chicago, and liberal Democrats have been running the entire operation for 75 years straight. Where should the blame therein lie? If you're talking about, these communities have been underserved. You're the one been in charge for 75 years. Yeah, but there's no investment. People have actually disinvested. You've been in charge for 75 years. Yeah, but nothing. You've been in charge. Oh, it's Trump's fault. That's right. Thank you. Remember when crime first started getting out of control in Chicago, and Donald J. Trump, then president, picked up the phone and said, get the mayor on the phone. So he called her up, said, Mayor Lightfoot, Donald J. Trump here. Yeah, it's me. Listen, I see y'all got a problem with crime. You know, we are the federal government. We got a whole lot of resources that we could send your way to help lower the crime problem. She flipped him off. We don't need you. We don't need no jackbooted federal people coming in here circumventing our laws. Do you have any idea how many black folk died in Chicago since she turned down the help? Oh, and you do also know, do you not, that since Joe Biden took office, now she's begging the federal government, we need some help. Excuse me, see what had happened was, really? But when you are politically stunted, we don't use this word anymore, but I'll use it. When you are politically retarded, you still vote Democrat. Even though they've been in charge for 70-some years and nothing's been done to help them folks. But now, all of a sudden, they want you to believe, yeah, we screwed it up for 75 straight years, but now that we got $1.6 billion, we gonna do better. Remember that beachfront mountaintop chalet in Alexandria? I can still sell it to you if you believe that. Time's up and I gotta go, y'all. But once again, this day, maybe more so than any other, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we're not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. You know the good Lord loves you, and you know I do too. You also know ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you Thursday. God bless.